So one of the biggest problems with the roundhouse kick or the Mawashi Geri is that people are not rotating their supporting foot when they are making the roundhouse kick. What this is doing is it's preventing the hip from turning over, it's putting the knee in danger, and it's reducing the power of our kick. So what we need to be doing with this kick is getting this foot to face fully the opposite direction. What this does is it allows the pelvis to open up. So the hip joint on this side is opened up, freeing up the femur, and the other side also is freed up to allow more movement, which can increase the height of our kick. So what I see quite a lot is people try and keep that foot planted and try and kick this way around. There's such force through the knee there. I've actually seen people injure their knee as a result of doing that. So we want to make sure, as we're kicking, this foot is turned around, away from the target. We also want to turn it on the ball of the foot, okay, not the heel. I don't want to go heel because there's not a lot of control there. I want to be on the ball of the foot and I can whip it around from that position. So free up the heel slightly, chamber, rotate into the pad this way. Now, when do we do that rotation? We want to do it once the knee comes past that chamber point. So the knee's chambered here, and then the foot rotates now to add to the power of that kick. That turning gets the hip cutting over and cutting through the pad this way. So it's now rotate last second through the kick. So an exercise I like to use to instruct this movement is to just hold on to something to take the balance equation out of it. Because if we're trying to work on technique, balance can wait for another time. Okay, we need to focus on the specific exercise we're doing. So we hold on to this for support, lift the knee we're kicking with, and then work on twisting that foot through and back. This is the exercise, basic. One, rotate, back. So we're just getting into that chamber position, turning the hip over and coming back. What we can then do to progress from there, make it more intense, is to make one, back, two, back, and so on. We can build those numbers up. Finally, on top of that, we can then rotate and make our kick as well. So we can chamber, twist, and throw our Mawashi with that supporting foot rotating. Then of course the step after that is to take the hands away from the wall and start working the kick without the support. Sometimes the limitation is in the hip and not so much the control of the foot. So I'm going to give you a little exercise to work on that as well. What I'll do is get into a kneeling position with one leg extended out to the side. From here, I'm just going to pop my hip right over here, as if I'm trying to push this hip down to the floor, and then come back. So I'm lengthening the hamstrings, coming over, hip down, and back. Over, hip down and back. So we're working on that hip turning over to the direction of the kick that we are after. So we can use this as part of a warm-up or as a mobility exercise during our training, or even as a cool down after training. So from here, just getting a hip right over here, down to the floor and back. So we're just trying to get that hip turned and mobilize that action there. A second exercise we can do for the hips is to come into this position here. So we've got like this crossed over, so the front leg's turned in, back leg is turned out this way. And from this position here, I can just work on that Mawashi from the floor. So I'm lifting up the hip, Mawashi, and across. Lifting up, roundhouse kick, and across. So this is now developing the muscles around the glutes, the hip abductors. So we're lifting up, controlling that kick, and round. Hopefully build some strength in that kicking area. If you're interested in getting some martial arts training gear or some casual wear for outside the dojo, check out Art Martial Clothing. They are my sponsor and it helps keep this channel going. So check out their site. I'll put a discount code in the description of this video for 20% off your first order. One of my favorite things that they're doing at the moment is oversized t-shirts. Really nice for training, and also, as I said, really nice for casual wear as well. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. Tell me what you'd like to see next. Which kick would you like to develop or work on next? What is your weakest kick? Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done already, and I'll see you in the next video.